I'm Nick. I am your host son and future associate teacher. I wanted to make you a small video in order to introduce myself and so you know who you'll be looking for when you pick me up at the airport, which I do appreciate very much. Thank you for picking me up at the airport. But I wanted you to be able to see what I look like. I probably won't get a haircut or anything until I come, so you know what I look like. I look like this. And I wanted to introduce myself. I'm currently 21 years old and I am student teaching right now. I will be finishing up next Friday, so I'll be finishing up November 16th. I'm student teaching in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, here in the US. And what I'm teaching here now is I'm teaching Algebra 2, two different levels of Algebra 2 to our 11th and 12th graders. So that is 16, 17, and 18-year-olds. And I know at our school I'll be teaching much younger kids, so I'm looking forward to that experience. I've never taught students that young before. And so yes, but right now I'm student teaching at a senior high school, the highest level high school in Pittsburgh, and my students are relatively old. They're pretty close to me in age. And I have here, I just wanted to show you some sort of artifact from my teaching. I have different pieces of work. They might be backwards when I show you these on the camera, but just these are exit slips, little problems I've given students in the past that they did on their way out, and I just wanted to show you a little something. I have this whole stack of papers that my students have done. This is little assignments that I've done, but yeah, I've been teaching these mid and low-level Algebra 2 courses here at the high school, and yeah, and I look forward to teaching with you. And okay, so some other things that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to express how excited I am to go to New Zealand, how extremely excited I am. I have never left the country before. I have never flown on a commercial flight, let alone an international commercial flight. And I had the choice of so many different countries to go to, and I had to go to New Zealand. Every place looks beautiful in pictures, but New Zealand looks especially beautiful in the pictures. And you know, it's the most untouched of all the nations in the world, and I really want to see it for that reason. And just the things that I hear about New Zealand, everyone I know that travels that has also gone to New Zealand in their travels has told me how special it is there. And so I've known New Zealand was my top choice, and I'm so glad to be going there. And so how do I relate to New Zealand? I've never been there, obviously, and so what do I know? Well, I know that The Lord of the Rings were filmed there, and The Hobbit will be coming out this December, shortly after I leave. But I wanted to show you, I am an extremely huge Lord of the Rings fan. I have here my hardback copy of The Hobbit. I've read The Hobbit probably 4 times, maybe. I've read the Lord of the Rings series 3 times. And I know every New Zealander isn't automatically interested in the Lord of the Rings. And even if the Lord of the Rings weren't filmed there, I would still want to come very badly. But the fact that the Lord of the Rings was filmed there makes me even more excited. And then also, one other thing I have here is this New Zealand handbook, which I haven't read thoroughly yet, but I plan to read on the plane and read before I go. So I'll try to learn about some places that I should visit while I'm there. And I'll also be asking everyone in New Zealand where I should go. And so these are the 2 artifacts I have related to New Zealand. But most of all, I'm excited to go to a new place. I'm excited to learn from you. I'm excited to learn from you. I'm excited to learn from my students, and I'm excited to see New Zealand, to see this new country. And I'm excited to live in Auckland. And so some more about me before I go. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the United States, and Pittsburgh is the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers, our football team. I have here a clock for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have a bunch of different artifacts that I'll probably bring some along to show to my students, but this is a Pittsburgh Steelers football helmet, and I have it as a clock. I am an extremely big fan of American football, and it is a shame that I don't think the All Blacks rugby team will be playing in New Zealand while I'm there, because that would have been incredible to see the All Blacks, and I hope to see some sort of rugby while I'm there, because I know how big rugby is in New Zealand. And also, here's another artifact of the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is called the Terrible Towel. These are something we wave in the crowd while we're at the American football games for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And one other thing about me that I want to share is that The other job I've had other than teaching, I've done pre-student teaching and I've done student teaching now. I've had different field experiences, but outside of that, I also worked in a movie theater for a long time, and I still work there occasionally. This here is a roll of film. This is actually a trailer for the movie Inception, and I worked as a projectionist in the movie theater. We used actual film and on our projectors. We've gone all digital now, but when I was a projectionist, we still used actual film. And so I would run all of the projectors for all the films. I would thread the films through the projector and I would start them, and I would when we would get a shipment of films, they would come on different reels and I would splice them together. And so I have a lot of experience with this stuff, with this film. So that's another artifact I wanted to show you. But that's everything I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to introduce myself, Nicholas Hannon. I'm so excited to meet you. I'm so excited to live with you, and I appreciate so much. Thank you for hosting me, and thank you for taking me in at the school. And I mean, there's so many things I would like to tell you and share with you, but I'll be seeing you soon. Today is, what is it? Today is November 7th, Wednesday, November 7th. My last day of student teaching here in the US is Friday, November 16th. So 1 week from this Friday will be my last day. And then I will be leaving the United States. My flight leaves the next day. So I finish on Friday. The next day, Saturday, I'll be flying out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to New Zealand, and I won't arrive until 5:30 a.m. Monday, New Zealand time. And so, but as that time gets closer, I'll talk to you more, and I know you'll have things that I need to know as we get closer to. And so I look forward to speaking to you, Judy. Nice to meet you. Bye.